Yo, what's going on, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today's trading training day 30, I think. And today, we talking about repetition. So, repetition. You guys have everything. I've taught you everything you need. Now, all you need to do is get to work. Be consistent. Use all of your effort. Give your 100% every day. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Until you're profitable. That is it. That is all that's left to do. I've given you guys multiple entry models. I've given you guys every confluence you need. Not every confluence there is, because you don't need every confluence there is. I've given you every confluence you need. Multiple entry models, so pick one. You don't need 30 entry models. I've taught you about psychology, how to build your discipline, why you need discipline, what not to do in trading, what to do in trading. I've given you guys everything. Like I said, all that's left now is to get to work. Get to work. That's all that's left is repetition. Doing it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Until you're at where you want to be in life. Because most of you watching this video and most of you learning to day trade aren't happy with where you are in life. Maybe financially, most likely financially. Probably a few other things too. So, if you haven't watched every single one of my videos, at least for trading training, go back, watch them in order. I've given you everything. From fucking A to B. A to Z. Fuck. Not A to B. I've given you everything from A to Z. Okay? Repetition. 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 Be consistent. Every day. Every day. 1% better every day. 0.5% better every day. 0.25% better every day. Build your discipline. Do the things you need to do every day. Because you need to do them. Why aren't you doing the things you need to do? Follow your rules. Here, I'll show you something too. I didn't follow my rules today. I entered, it was right here. So usually, I just showed you guys my entry model, my last video. Usually, I like to see some sort of like, let's just say this was SMT. Then we have like this inverse fair value gap here. Let's just say we didn't have SMT here, but let's just say this was SMT. We had inverse fair value gap. Break even is the top of the move. Down that created that bearish fair value gap. Yeah, this would have been a perfect entry. But no, this isn't even during the macro. We didn't have SMT. But what I did was, I seen, okay, we respected this 15-minute fair value gap extremely well. Respected consequent encroachment extremely well. I see one fair value gap get inversed. I see one fair value gap get respected. I see two fair value gap get respected. What else do I know? What was it on the 15 minute? On the 15 minute, we tap into internal range liquidity Where's our next external range liquidity? My take profit. Whoops. Right there. That was my drawn liquidity for the day. So I see hella fair value gaps get respected, and I see this fair value gap get disrespected. Okay? I also see a changing state of delivery, or changing state of character, whatever you want to call it. I enter off this fair value gap getting respected. Buy. I have my stop loss below these fair value gaps. On my take profit at the drawn liquidity. It's that 1 hour, 4 hour swing high. Yeah, over there. And I get stopped out immediately. All I had to do was follow my rules. If I would have waited until the macro, we see this fair value gap right here. Again, no SMT. But if I would have just waited till the macro, I could have entered off this inverse fair value gap. Could add my break even there. Whoops, let me go back. I would have bought here, have my break even there. We tap break even. Stop loss goes to break even. And it would have been a break even trade anyway. So, and then we pump pretty much all the way to, okay. And we pump pretty much all the way to the drawn liquidity, except not really, because we're not there yet. With no A+ setups. So, realistically, I should have just not traded today. That would have been the best thing to do. One thing you guys should keep in mind, it's okay to know where price wants to go without placing a trade. You don't need to place a trade. It's hard not to get FOMO. I understand. I had a bit of FOMO today. It happens to everyone. I should have just followed my rules. And now, I'll really remember to follow my rules. Because next time this happens, I'm not just going to enter. I have to wait for the macro. I have to wait for my entry model. Wait for an A+ entry model. I didn't do any of those things today. And I got what I deserved. I got stopped out literally the fastest I've ever been stopped out ever in trading. Think it's a sign. Think it's a coincidence. Who knows? Okay. So, get to work. Hopefully you guys learned something. Be consistent every single day. And you're gonna fail eventually. You're gonna fall into breaking your rules. You're gonna succumb to FOMO. You can't let that just tear you down. Okay? You just have to keep going. That is it. That is all. You just have to keep going and don't quit. Because the moment you quit is when you fail. That's it. Okay? Get to work. I'll see you boys on day 31. We'll be back on the charts. Not sure for what yet, but I'll figure it out. I'll see you boys later. Peace out.